Hi, this is Pinky with Pinky Jackson Organizing. I hope you can hear me okay, but I wanted to talk a little bit with my mask still on because one of my teammates said recently that he was trying really hard to smile with his eyes because with our masks on, our clients can't see our smiles and our reassuring facial expressions. And I thought, what a dear thing for him to say. I was just really grateful for that. Um, and so that's one thing I wanted to share. You know, we've been masking up for a while now, since early March, because we work with a lot of senior citizens. Maybe half of our clientele are elderly folks who are downsizing, and many of them have needed to keep working. We've been essential to those who are moving, who are needing to get caregivers in the home, who are needing to move to assisted living. So we have been practicing really safe, healthy work with masking up, gloving up, hand washing, social distancing, all of that. And so we have been very grateful to be able to do that with a few clients who absolutely needed it to continue. But we've learned some things from wearing masks at work that we wanted to share with you. And so I won't keep talking with this on because I'm sure it's better with it off. But first of all, thank you to my sister-in-law Kina, who made this pretty mask for me. And I wanted to kind of first mention something. A lot of folks have said, where do you get a mask? Where did you find that mask? There are so many places online that you can order them. If you can find someone local that you can meet at a safe distance, they can drop it off, you know, on your sidewalk, walk away, you walk down and get it. If you can do something like that, that's what I would recommend, just because right now, and it's April 29th, 2020, the Postal Service is really running behind, and there's a lot of delays and a lot of supply and demand issues. So if you have someone in your neighborhood or at your church or a friend that you find that you can arrange to get a mask to yourself without using a delivery service, you know, that might help you if you need one right away. I have a number of masks, like I said, because we've been organizing with masks on for a while, just to be extra careful with our sweet elderly clients. And so a couple things that we've learned that I thought I would share. And then what I want to do is talk about more than just the physical mask, but also how during times of stress and overwhelm, we tend to mask our feelings. And I wanted to kind of tie those things together because I think it'll be really helpful to a lot of folks. So that's what we're going to do. First of all, there are a few people here in my family, and we all like different types of masks. And so now that we're wearing them on a daily basis and we're washing them on a daily basis, and for me, I'm changing my masks 2, maybe 3 times a day, depending upon how many clients that I'm seeing. Even though we're staying very far away from them and practicing social distancing, I'm still somewhere in their environment, so I'm just using an abundance of caution. So the other day, just looking at what I just had around the house and an easy way to incorporate our masks into what we normally do with our coat closet, our foyer closet, our organized foyer area, I grabbed a couple things, and it's not beautiful, but it's working really well. So I don't know how well you can see this, but this is just basically, it's a water bottle holder that I use when I go hiking, right? So it's got this nice long strap that I hook into our coat closet, and then I have clothespins. Now, I'm a big fan of old-fashioned wooden clothespins. I just love them. And then I have the clean masks that each member of our family wear. So I want to show you a couple things. First of all, I did go ahead and make one with the bandana and the ponytail holders, just so I would have that experience of making it. In case one of my clients or someone was like, I don't know how to do this, because I am requesting that my clients and everyone in the house practice social distancing and have a mask on too. And so it's super duper easy with headbands and rubber bands and ponytail holders. Very easy to do and actually really comfortable, I guess, because there's so much fabric. So there's one there that's clean that any of us can wear. And then here is my son's. My son likes this kind, and there's this wonderful woman in Louisville. Her name is Cece Johnson, and I found her on Facebook, C-I-C-I Johnson. Found her on Facebook, and she made these, which are really nice because they have the long bands, and they're really much more comfortable than the ones that go around your ear. And so she made a black one for Kenny, and she made a gray one for me. I wanted pink and gray, and then this really cute, adorable multicolor with the pinks in it, because like I said, I need a few. And then here's another one that Keena made for us, just the regular pattern that you've seen. But I also wanted to show you way down here, these are scarves from Lim Walker Tree Service. It's a wonderful tree service arborist here in Louisville, and these are the scarves that you wear over your neck and then you pull up. And those are actually the kind that my husband really likes to wear. Those stay up on him. They're a really good fit for him, his head shape, his comfort level, and he really likes those. So we all actually like a little bit different kind of mask. So that's great. We're wanting to get ones that will stay on and do their job and they're comfortable, and so that we can actually get into a really consistent habit as a family having those on. But then the other thing that's important to know is it's important to wash the masks that you wear every day. Now I wash them just in a lingerie bag, but then I hand dry them. So this has been, air dry them. So this has been really easy, just to switch from the laundry room area to just clipping them on here right out of the washer, and then folks have them. I don't have to move them again. So it's really been a very efficient way to organize an essential need that we have in the family, right? So that we have those. And I'm sure we'll keep getting more information about new patterns and new ways to get them, but since so many people are trying to mask up right now, I just wanted to share that I agree the importance of protecting other people from anything airborne that we may have. Plus the idea of, I tell you, I'm not a native Kentuckian. I moved to Louisville, Kentucky from Texas. And I have always, as an organizer, we sneeze a lot. We kick up a lot of dust when we're helping people declutter and organize. So there's just a lot of sneezing. And then springtime in Kentucky, sneezy kind of place. I will tell you, I haven't had any of those issues. It has been the most pleasant spring. I have not been sneezing. I have not been getting those headaches that you get. I'm finding that a lot of other benefits other than just doing the right thing to help my entire community, anyone that may come anywhere near me. So that's an important thing. So that's the piece around masks and kind of just some simple organizing. And you can make this much more beautiful. There's wonderful ways, and there's gorgeous bins, and so we can incorporate it and help you come up with a way to make it beautiful. That was useful and fast, and it was all things that I had in the house. But I want to really tie that into a deeper look at what we're masking in general, not with germs, not with worrying about viruses, but something that I hear a lot of when folks are realizing that they really need to get organized. And right now, what I'm seeing is that there are families who are working remotely, or they're working much more on site at home, at their office or at their place of employment. They're either working a lot of hours, or they're working remotely, or sorry about the background noise. I love my porch. I love sitting out here on the porch, and so I close the drapes to help make it a little bit less distracting. But if you hear birds or motorcycles, it's just because I have a great porch that has a screen right there. But I really wanted to look at the fact that so many people are having to kind of wear all these different hats, and if they have kids in the house, sometimes they're having to mask their feelings or mask their lack of confidence in producing and organizing all the things that are on their plates right now. And I wanted just to reach out and say, you don't have to be good at all of that. You don't have to be your normal whatever your normal job is, whether your normal job is you manage a home, you're a housewife, you're a house dad, whether you are an executive, whether you're in sales, whatever you do, and take care of your home right now if you're isolated at home, and help your kids with their education. That's too much. That is too much. And trying to do all of that is not a great example for the kids, and it's not healthy for you. Now, I will say that, but there are some people that this is great for. There are some people that need the kind of adrenaline rush, and they kind of need to go, and get a lot of things done. And hopefully they take breaks to, do self-care and rest and hydrate and all of that. So there are some people that this is like a sweet spot. But for most folks, even if they're masking their fear of how well they're doing, or they're masking their fear of what this virus is going to do to either their family or their budget or the greater economy, whether they're masking this inadequate feeling that they get when they don't understand their child's first grade math and can't help them. Whether they're masking the fact that the people that live in their house are getting on their last nerve and they don't want to explode because they have to still stay healthy at home with them for a while, but they also don't know how to process it. So a lot of that masking needs to be embraced. It needs to be seen and heard and embraced, and a way to let all that out might actually be your masks. And here's what I've been thinking about. I learned this wonderful thing from my son's kindergarten teacher. She always wore an apron, right? And she said, when I put that apron on, I let go of everything that happened before I walk in the door. And then when I leave for the day and I take that apron off, I let go of everything that happened at school for the day, and I move on. And I have been thinking about that around the ritual of finding and putting on our masks. And even though when we're inside our own home with our immediate family members, we don't need to be wearing a mask, I have found a couple of times when I've come in from work and I haven't taken my mask off yet, I bring with me the same type of TLC and patience and productivity and compassion that I have at work. Like, instead of walking in and not having my mask on and I'm just Pinky at her house, and okay, I need to send out a couple of emails, I need to respond to some proposals, I need to do a load of dishes, I need to do a load of laundry, I need to make sure that everybody in my house feels like they have some attention, what are we going to do for dinner, all of those things that I'm scattered and thinking, and I have the bar maybe way high for me. I've noticed that if I walk in, I still have my mask on, I treat myself like one of my clients. And we're very productive, and we get done one or two or three things at a time based on what the action plan was, based on what the different energy levels are, based on what the priorities are, to where instead of being really good at doing lots of different things and not really getting any one thing done, or walking in and being overwhelmed by all there is to do and just feeling paralyzed, instead, I am able to go, oh, okay, I can take off this mask of overwhelm, this mask of unrealistic expectation, this mask of not being good enough, this mask of really not liking to cook dinner. I can let all that go and put on this mask of service to myself, my family, my goals, whatever it may be, and kind of not feel like I have to be great at everything all the time, but I can proceed one step at a time with that which is mine, and it will all happen in good time. And that's given me a lot of comfort, and I've shared it with a few clients lately, and it's been really great conversations. So I just kind of wanted to reframe the whole masking mandatory conversation right now to both give you hopefully a few practical tips on how to get, find, wash, dry, organize masks for your family, but also how to take that extra step that we're doing right now and just be more intentional about what we're protecting ourselves from and what we're protecting other people from, right? Because that's what two masks do, We're protecting one another from something unsafe that may be coming out, something unhealthy. And just like viral germs are unhealthy, so are judgmental thoughts, and so are anxious energies that we won't give ourselves the grace to treat with how they need to be treated, right? So if you're really anxious about something, maybe you need to sit down and take care of it one step at a time. Maybe you need to go on a walk. Maybe you need to make yourself a cup of tea. Maybe you just need to call a friend and laugh and have a good time and take a break. That's really important, that we kind of look at what is the intentionality of helping our community and helping stop this spread so that we can all step back into this and co-create this new normal that's going to be, I think, so much more intentional, and it will be challenging in some ways, but wow, aren't we learning so many more resources right now? Aren't we learning so many more skills? And then I just want to do a final thought on masking and unmasking things that may be affecting the younger people and the older people in our lives. If you have a few generations, and if you know me that I'm a big advocate of youth and students, and also hugely in love with older generations and old people, and just am so respectful of everything that they've been through and everything they've done to help us create the world we have. And our seniors and our young children have several things in common, and one of them is that many of them really enjoy our undivided attention, and they also intuit our feelings sometimes before we do, right? Sometimes they're more perceptive, either maybe from an age and a wisdom and keen observation skills and just life experience, and maybe just young children are just sponges, and they're watching us and they're watching what we're doing, and they're looking at the difference between what we're saying and what we're doing. And I think that for everyone who's stressing out about how can I help my child, how can I be the homeschool teacher for my child, I'm not sure you are the homeschool teacher. I don't know that you signed on for that. You should be getting lots of support from your school district as far as what the expectations are and what the non-traditional instruction, as they say, is looking like, but also realizing that there's only so much you can do, especially if you have other jobs that you're committed to. But I think maybe the most important thing to teach our children right now is, of course, I would say, organizing your space and organizing your time, decluttering your calendar, decluttering your workspace. That certainly those are skills in themselves that will be really helpful to the child, but also teaching them that none of us has to do everything all by ourselves, that everybody gets help, and that you having multiple jobs right now is not sustainable for most people in a healthy way. So it's maybe not so much about the end product as it is about the process. So taking it an hour at a time, or a day at a time, or with younger kids 15 minutes at a time, and how can we take off the mask of stress and put on the mask of peace and productivity? How can we take off that mask of we're trying to cover up the fact that we don't know how to help with this, or we're trying to cover up the fact that we can't be the person we need to be right now, and just put on the mask of I can just rest and know that whatever is supposed to happen will happen, and if I just do one step at a time, taking a really nice breath of just bringing in that energy and all of that great knowledge that's there in the world, that so much of it is at our fingertips if we want to look for research and data, but so much more of it is available to us if we just put on that mask of compassion and care for one another, and we realize that we are the number one person that we should be caring for, because when we are cared for and nurtured and loved, we can then be caring and nurturing and loving. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. If there's anything I can do for you, feel free to contact me directly. pinkyjackson.com is the website, and there's contact links and emails and other videos that you may be interested in. And let me know if there's something I can do to help you, because we're all in this together. Thanks. Bye-bye.